Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to a second episode of Seoul Station. So, we're going to give this one another shot, see if we can actually get to car 10 and all. So, yeah, when we started this off in the last episode, we pretty much learned that this one's actually quite challenging. There were definitely a few loop-throughs of these cars where it was actually quite difficult to tell what was anomalous or what was different. And so, basically, you know, we're going to give it another shot and hopefully, I don't know, maybe see if we can get to car 10 and all that. But the thing is, even reviewing some of the footage from the last episode, I wasn't entirely sure. Even on some of the loops where I missed the anomalies, I didn't know what they were, I still couldn't really tell in some cases what actually was different, which is very, very interesting. So maybe this time the game will go a bit easier on us, who knows. But we'll see. Now, one thing I actually was thinking about also was, you know, the text above the doors in Korean. Because obviously we know that the little emoji smiling face, he can sometimes change. I'm giving it a sex, apparently. It's a he. But we know that the smiley can change. But I was also wondering about the text itself. Because come to think of it, you know, you look at that text, it's got some coloured lettering in it. Blue, yellow, red. Is that yellow? Or is that green? Is my colour blindness starting to get in the way a bit? I don't know. But I'm wondering if maybe that sometimes changes. Potentially. I don't know. Now, this is car 0, which I think by default doesn't change, does it? Yeah, it doesn't. God, I'm going to have to remember what all the details were and all that. I'm wondering as well if it was the little hand rings at some point. Because, you know, I was counting them a lot, wasn't I, last episode? But, it could be that, you know, on one occasion maybe I just miscounted. And on one set of them there was, say, like 9 on one side instead of 10 or whatever. And, like, the flashing board as well. We know that we can get anomalies with that, because we had one last time. But, again, it's like, if it's changing the Korean text, I would have no idea. That's the issue, since I don't speak Korean. But I'm going to assume, like I say, that as this is car 0, there's a safe one. So let's head through to car 1, hopefully. Yes, okay, right. So, I'm going to wager that chances are there might be an anomaly on this one. Let's see, so no faces in the vents by the looks of it. The board looks like it's normal for the time being. Let's see. We should also hang around for a bit, because we know that in some cases your sort of perspective can change. Your character's perspective as sort of the dimensions of the car shift around you. Because there was one last time where it was like our character was shrinking. So, posters, as far as I can tell, they look normal. 10 and 10. 4 there, 4 there. The SOS is fine. Little symbols are all fine. Emoji dude, he's fine. See, still, like I say, I'm still wondering what it was that I missed the first time around on some of the loops and all that. Because it really did just feel previously as though, you know, in some cases there was nothing different in the carriage, but evidently, you know, in some loops there was, and I just didn't see anything. Obviously the lights outside are still going the correct direction. Just got to check the reflections as well, in case there's something unusual, which there could always be. Textures on the seats. Textures on the seats look pretty same, don't they? As far as I can tell. And we know that those things up there on the luggage racks, they definitely are there normally by default. I'm wondering, is there like a poster somewhere that's just subtly different to anything that we've seen before? Is there anything in the reflections that has changed? Tooth Boy? He's still happy as ever. Okay, I don't see anything. I'm not getting like a gut feeling that there's anything different here. So maybe... fuck it. Maybe we go through. Carriage 2 by any chance? No. It's still carriage 1, so there was something different there. Shit. What was it? I didn't see anything. I don't know what is different. That's the problem. This all looks normal here. 10. That was 4 and 4 back there. Reflections? Like, could it be... I don't know, is it like the stickers on the doors? So on here it's a hand on the left. No hands on... Yeah, no hands there on the left, and no people leaning on the doors on the right. Yeah, and it's the same on this side as well. Maybe that changes? Because that would be such a small detail, but you never know. It could be that. Maybe I should be looking at that as well. I don't know. That texture on the floor looks the same, with the little hatches at either end of the corridor. No faces in the vents. What am I not seeing here? Walk backwards. Does anything look different? Nothing in the reflections. I mean, maybe this one's fine. Again, I'm not getting a gut feeling that anything's different here, because sometimes with these games, as soon as you step into, you know, the next room or carriage or whatever, sometimes you do just get that immediate feeling that something is off, even if you don't consciously immediately notice what it is. But on this one, sometimes I don't even get that feeling, but then apparently something is different. Right, fuck it, I'm going through. I don't think there's anything different, but Watches It tells me that there was something different, apparently. Oh no, okay, that one was safe. That one was fine. Right, so what is different this time? No human figures standing in corners. 4 and 4. Good. That's on the left and that's on the right. That's fine. Nothing in the reflections, as far as I can see. No. Textures. Fine. Like these hatch things on the floor. So the little handles on them are on the right. I wonder if that can change, and sometimes they're on the left or something. Because if so, that's again like a really tiny detail that you can very easily miss. I've got to always remember the fire extinguisher is facing over to the left as well. SOS thing is still there. Okay, that's good. Nothing wrong with our reflection by the looks of it. 10 and 10. Textures look normal. Posters look pretty normal. What about the board? Text isn't stippled or cracked or broken up by the looks of it. That seems to be... Ooh, okay, never mind. It is... Fucking hell, that's completely dark. Right, Jesus. Get me out of there straight away. Okay, well if you're going to do that to me, that's fine. If you're going to give me a nice overt one, that's great. That's very much appreciated. Oh. Right, well the fire extinguishers are missing, so... Yeah, that immediately. That's a good one. We know. Don't think we had that one before, so... I feel like I would have noticed that previously if that had been a thing. Right, 4. Reflection... It's fine. Handle's still on the right on the hatches. No faces in the vent above. Okay, that looks the same. That's always the same. I feel like at some point there's going to be a thing with one of these empty poster frames having something in it. even if it's just a normal poster as opposed to something weird. It just feels like that's got to be a thing that eventually appears. Stickers left and right. Yeah. 10. And 10. Okay, good. Textures on the benches all look normal. Those posters look normal to me. Signboard above seems pretty normal. Is this a clear one? Because we've had 2 anomalies in a row, so maybe this is going to be a clear one. 10 and 10. Okay, good. Empty posters by the 3rd set of doors are normal. Still nothing in the vents. Text looks pretty normal on there. That's 10. 10. Tooth Boy, he's fine. Hatches on the floor as always. Handles on the right. Yeah, still nothing with the reflections here. I think this one's fine. I think this one's safe. I think we're okay. Because like I say, I just don't see anything out of the ordinary here. What about these things? See the thing on the ceiling between the 2 vents? I guess that's like a fire alarm or something. How many of those are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so there seems to be 6 of those. I wonder if there's ever like a different number of them or something. I don't know. I think, like I say though, that this one's fine. I think we're safe. So I'm gonna risk it and say that we're golden. Let's have a look. 5? Yes, okay, that was safe, that one. Right, look up. So fire alarm thing there, no faces in the vents. Hatches, handles are on the right. Fire extinguisher is in its usual position. Signs all look normal. Nothing in the reflection there. Or there. Bench textures, fine. That's empty as normal, so is that one there. Stickers on the left and right as normal. Door reflections, pretty fine, it would appear. Wait. Hold on a minute. The train's going backwards, isn't it? Because look at the lights flashing by. I think that's an anomaly. Yep, that's got to be an anomaly right there. Yeah, so sometimes you can get that where the lights are going the other way. I wonder if that, again, that was one. Yeah, because look, the lights are now going backwards, as if we were heading forward. Yes, okay, that was 6. So we were correct there. Good. Right, so the lights are normal outside on the tunnel walls. Textures on the bench is normal. Handles in the hatches on the right. Fire alarms there. Nothing in the vents. Okay. Posters look normal. Okay, I thought for a second the announcement boards were just blank. But no, they are actually functioning correctly, as intended. Seoul Station that way. Very good. Nothing in the reflections? No. Text all looks pretty normal. Blue, yellow, red. Emoji's fine. Yeah, I don't really have commentary, because I have to concentrate so hard on all the little details in the surroundings that, you know, I end up with not really much to say. It's one of those games that requires, you know, a lot of your attention and all that. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 fire alarms. Okay, let's go back down to where we were. I was just counting those, basically. Again, posters all look pretty normal. Nothing looks out of the ordinary here. There are also these little arrows by the doors that always point towards the seat, and they're always sort of on the left of the door by the looks of it. Interesting. 10. 10. Should be looking in the reflections again. What am I doing? Are we fine on this one? Possibly we are. Sometimes I wonder if maybe the number above the door can change. Because I think that was one in Shinkansen 0, wasn't it? Where you need to really sort of memorise, obviously, what carriage number you're meant to be on. But then sometimes you would look at like the floor where the number is, or numbers above the doors, and sometimes actually there could be an anomaly where it gives you the incorrect number, and that could be something you'd very easily miss. I know with these anomaly games I always make comparisons to Shinkansen 0. That's just because that was such a good one, you know? Right, I think this one might be safe. I don't see anything that looks unusual. These things that you see on the overhead luggage racks, by the way, they're always only ever on the left, aren't they? They're never on the right, as far as I can tell. Okay, right, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to lock in and say that this one's normal, because I just don't see anything there. Watch as it now resets to 1. Okay, nope, we're fine. There was nothing out of the ordinary. 7 is fine. Blue, yellow, red. Smiley's fine. Symbols, fine. Fire extinguishers where it needs to be. SOS is fine. 4, 4. Texture on the seats fine. Reflection normal. Also normal there. Handles on the right. Nothing in the vents by the looks of it. Okay. Sticker signs there. As normal. Arrow on the left. Same on there. My reflection looks to be okay. See, I always feel like I get to car 7 or 8, something like that, just from what I remember of the last episode, and it feels like I get to that point and then I immediately fuck up and I get reset back to a much, much earlier point. Okay, nothing different or unusual there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I feel like we've not had any real anomalies with the posters yet. At least not that I can recall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 on there as well. Blank posters by the third door is pretty normal. I don't see anything. I don't see anything unusual. Things on the overhead racks, they're fine as far as I can tell. Let's just count the fire alarm things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. 10 and 10. Nothing on the board, no. Not by the looks of it. Yeah, it seems normalish to me. I don't see anything different. I don't see anything different here, and I'm worried, because we've just had one that was safe. Would they really have 2 safe in a row like that? I don't know. Oh, I feel very uneasy. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here, but I feel like there's got to be something I'm missing, though, but I can't see anything. I'm going to lock my answer in. I'm going to say that it's fine, because the lights are definitely going in the correct direction. Right. Fuck it. Lock in. Come on, fingers crossed, please be carriage 8. Oh. Oh, hello. Okay. Yeah, we were correct, and this is an immediate anomaly, so we don't even need to go... Oh, they're going right down the length of the train. What does it mean, ladies and gentlemen? What does it all mean? You see, even if there is actually an immediately obvious anomaly, sometimes actually it is worth me wandering the whole carriage, unless there's an immediate sense of threat. Like, for example, that one we had last episode where a guy was lying on the floor and then got up and ran towards me as I was going to attack me. But yeah, probably is worth seeing if there is another anomaly, what else there is, if anything. Right, carriage 9 then, ladies and gentlemen. Right, okay, this might be the furthest we've got, so let's not balls this up, let's take our time. Yellow, blue, red, emoji's fine, 4 and 4. Fire extinguisher is where it needs to be, symbols fine, SOS fine, textures on the benches are fine, nothing unusual about that. Reflection, or this one, posters fine, handles fine, nothing in the vent. 1 and 2, stickers and arrows all fine. Okay, okay. 10. Yep, and 10. Texture's fine. Nothing unusual there. And nothing unusual there either, by the looks of it. How are the posters? They look normal. Oh! Oh, the text is all cracked, isn't it? Yeah, we've had that before. Okay, that should be the anomaly then. Let me just check that there's definitely nothing else. But I think, yeah, we've identified another anomaly there. 10. And 10. Yeah, because that text is definitely different. It's got lots of cracks through it. Like I say, we had that one last time. Okay, if you're going to give me another good one that we're aware of, that we can easily identify this time round, then that is absolutely fantastic. Game, thank you for doing that. Right, yeah, definitely nothing else looking unusual. Yeah. I'm pretty confident. That means we're about to get to car 10, ladies and gentlemen. So if you just heard a banging noise, that was me accidentally knocking my clock as I was putting my cup of tea down. Alright, so I imagine with car 10 you need to find... Oh. Well... Oh. I was about to say, there's no door up there. Did we do it? We finally got to the station? Are we going to be allowed to get off? See, I was about to say, is it like Shinkansen Zero where technically you have to also do the final car as well? Oh my god, I think we fucking did it! Hey, congratulations on first clear, got an achievement! Hey, we did it, ladies and gentlemen! We beat Seoul Station! So yeah, fortunately for me there, it gave me some more overt ones, but that was pretty good. I enjoyed that game overall. Now, interestingly, the achievements for this game, it has like, you know, achievements for beating your second clear if you repeat the game again and then, you know, beat another 10 cars, and similarly for like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and so on clears and all that, which is really, really curious. Interesting, that just seems to be the extent of the anomalies in this game. Oh, sorry, the achievements rather in this game. And yeah, it's basically just resetting us. Oh, still 39 unexplored anomalies remaining. Jesus, that's a lot of them actually. I mean, technically, yeah, between this episode and the last one, we've only seen a fraction of them, the total number of anomalies that you can find. Because the thing is, as we've established in this game, the first time round you're playing it, up until you clear it for the first time, you can get repeat anomalies, as we've seen in this episode and in the previous one. So yeah, interesting. So I was thinking, will I spend a bit more time in this game? I might do actually, because, you know, the previous episode was about 50 something minutes and probably been going for somewhere in the region of 20 so far, so I might keep going for another, you know, 20 to 30 minutes and just see, you know, can we spot any further anomalies. I'm not going to try finding all the anomalies in the game though. I'm not going to try beating it again, but I think, like I say, I'll just play on for a bit and just see, you know, can we find any other real standout anomalies. Now, this is car 0, so this is probably safe actually, this one. So let's move on through. Very good. Right, so on to car 1. So yeah, like I say, I'm happy to stick around for a bit and try and... Oh! Right, well, my reflection's not there. I think we had that one before, didn't we? In the previous episode, where your character apparently is a vampire. So, well, we know that that one's not something. That's all normal there, yeah. Oh my! Whoa! Oh, there's lots of people in the reflections who... wow, we're not there. A load of identical men in business suits, interestingly. See, that's a good one. I was actually wondering, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I was wondering if there'd ever be... I may have actually mentioned it in the previous episode, but I was wondering if there'd ever be an anomaly where you look in the reflections and you see people sat there who are not actually there. So, yeah, they are definitely there, and they're all identical. They're all clones of each other, apparently. Alright, well, we know that that's an anomaly straight away. Yeah, I sometimes do this with, you know, if there's a particular anomaly game that I really enjoy, like this one, then I'm more than happy to spend a bit of time after beating it just seeing how many other anomalies we can find, even if I don't find all of them. Because I'm pretty sure I did that with Shinkansen Zero, didn't I? And I did do it with 10 Bells as well, since that was a good one. Right, let's go. We know that that's an anomaly right there. So there's not really a story, I don't think, to this game, unless you want to interpret it. Interpret there being a story or whatever. Maybe, you know, we're on a haunted train and we just need to get off it at some point. We need to beat the ghost's game in order to find our way out and all that. Okay. Nothing in the reflections. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be looking too hard on these runs. Just to see, you know, if maybe... basically, I want to see what kind of really overt anomalies we can find. I mean, if we beat, you know, if we get to car 10 again, beat the second clear, it'll obviously tell us how many more anomalies are remaining and all that. But like I say, we're not going to 100% try and find every last anomaly in this game. We're just going to see, you know, in the remaining time for this episode, how many other interesting ones we can spot. I think this may be a clear run, this one. So if I get, you know, if I get this wrong and it resets to 1, I'm not too bothered. Because then it gives us more time to, you know, see if we can get fresh anomalies and all that. Well, that one was clear then, by the looks of it. Okay. That's all normal. You're looking pretty normal. Yeah. For a second I was looking in this reflection here and I thought his face was a bit weirdly smudged, but no, it's the smudges on the window that are causing that, not anything else. Vents are there. 10 and 10, that's 4 and 4. Very good. Stickers on, yeah, in the right positions. Oh, the posters! Ah, I see. I just looked up and realised they were all blank. I knew there'd be something with the posters eventually, but this actually is different to what I expected. I thought for sure it would be the blank ones would have something in them, but no, now they're all blank. Okay, well there you go. That's a pretty overt one. Good. Nobody standing there? Right. So they're blank as normal, but the other posters look like they've all reset. Safe and sound. Nothing in the vents. 4 and 4. Lovely. Do you remember in Shinkansen Zero, apart from the anomalies, there was something you could get in one of the train cars where it had all the Patreon supporter shout-outs? It was like all the little food packagings laid out across the seats and that. It's one of the reasons why I just really enjoyed Shinkansen Zero. You know what I need to do? I need to check Chiller's Art's Steam page, because I don't think they've released a game in quite a few months now. They must be working on something really big, or something, you know, that's just taking them a bit of time. Maybe. Yeah, because the last Chiller's Art game was it Cursed Digicam? Which I have played on the channel. It's in my indie horror playlist. Oh, right, it's this one again. Oh! No, thank you. I'm out of there. Okay, that was a spooky one. Yikes. the hell was that all about? So maybe we are in some kind of purgatory. Maybe something something bad rather, did happen on this train. Maybe there was a crash, a derailment. Who knows? I don't know. I can't really tell if there is a story to speak of in this game, or if it's just spooky imagery, in essence. Because, you know, games like Shinkansen Zero and 10 Bells, they obviously did have stories to them that you unravelled, and so the anomalies that happened weren't just, you know, random things sometimes. Sometimes they were things that connected to what was ultimately going on in the setting. 10 and 10. I mean, maybe that is the case here as well. Maybe it's meant to imply that, you know, this is a ghost train and we're trying to find our way off it, or something like that. Because in Shinkansen Zero, the story was that your character had blacked out after a medical episode, a deep vein thrombosis or whatever it was. And whilst he was blacked out, it was like he connected to the spirit world, because whilst he had blacked out, there was an accident in the real waking world on the line, and the young woman and her brother, who you saw in that game, had basically died on the railroad tracks. And as a result, for a moment, it was like in your unconsciousness, your character was having kind of like a contact with the spirit world, where he met the young woman and her brother. And as a result, he had to sort of help them transition across to the afterlife. At least that's what I remember the story of Shinkansen Zero being. And then obviously in 10 Bells, it was a story about murder. I think it was like a husband who murdered his wife, if I remember correctly. Yeah. 10 Bells is well worth, you know, playing or watching my playthrough of it. I think this one might be fine, this run. But if not, I don't really care, because we found some good anomalies so far. Yeah, it's reset. There was something different there, apparently. I just didn't see what it was, probably because I was wittering about Shinkansen Zero and 10 Bells. Oh, we've got the reflection anomaly again. Okay, I'm a vampire once more. Back we go. Simple and straightforward. Yeah. But having said that, obviously once I finish this, because, you know, this will probably be the final episode of Seoul Station on the channel, because, yeah, you know, like I say, I'm not going to try getting all of the anomalies. But as I said in the previous episode, there's a load of other anomaly horror games that I've got in my Steam library that I want to play at some point. So I've got another one that I think was, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called The Anomalous Hour, something like that, which is another one set in like a train or subway station, which I think is by an Indonesian dev, I believe. And that one has positive reviews on Steam. Another couple of ones that I have, one called Anomalous Crossing Shibuya, which, as you can imagine, is set on that road crossing, I believe, in Shibuya, in Tokyo. And it looks very interesting. And there's another one I've also got, which I think is by the same dev who did Anomalous Crossing Shibuya, which they released more recently, which is, I forget the name of it, but it's based on that railroad crossing at Kamakura, I think it is, the town in Japan, which, incidentally, Kamakura, there's a couple of channels I sometimes watch on YouTube. I think they're like Virtual Japan and 4K Japan, where it's basically someone with a camera just going for a long, you know, a long walk through Tokyo or through various towns in Japan. And I think there's one where they go for a walk in the rain at Kamakura, and it starts out basically at that railroad crossing. So yeah, it's interesting when you have a dev of these kind of games using real life settings. Always very interesting and all that. I've not really been paying attention to my surroundings because I'm wittering on about various games that I want to play. So yeah, basically, in short, ladies and gentlemen, should be a little flurry of these anomaly style games coming on the channel. Right, I don't see anything unusual about this one. But then again, it could just be me. Here we go, give me an anomaly. Something good. There was something apparently there, and I just completely missed it. Whatever it was. How very strange. Weird. Let's see. Handles on the right there, yeah. Seriously though, if you're watching these videos and you have picked up on anomalies that I've just completely blanked, do let me know in the comments. As usual, what am I missing? What have I not seen? What's different? Is it the burger? Did the burger change? Is it this lady? Did she change at some point? Is it the macarons and food up there? I don't know. But what's she holding? I'm not entirely sure. Is it like a candle or something? Can't entirely tell. Interesting. Let's see now. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Nothing in the vents. The fire alarms, as far as I could tell, were pretty normal. I'm just going to look in and say this one's fine. Yeah, because the train's still moving forward. Good. Yeah, there was nothing unusual about that past carriage. Fine. It's interesting how we've had quite a few reflection-based anomalies in these windows in this game. Very, very good. Like I say, this one definitely feels a lot more challenging, though, than other anomaly horror games that we've had on my channel that I've played before. I mean, Shinkansen Zero and 10 Bells, don't get me wrong, they could be challenging at times, but for the most part, they were not terribly difficult, because ultimately, you know, they wanted to tell a story, and so they, you know, they didn't want you sort of, I guess, struggling too hard to progress, so, you know, they wanted to, you know, make sure that you did ultimately manage to win, so that you could see the story that they wanted to tell, and all that. Interesting. I feel like you could do some real good, you know, anomaly horrors in other settings, though, besides trains and that kind of thing. Has anyone ever done an anomaly horror game set on an aeroplane? Because I feel like that's one that you could do, couldn't you? You know? On a jumbo jet, an airliner. Where it's like, you start at one end of the, you know, the cabin, going through all the seats, and it could be like a, you know, like say a jumbo jet where it's got, you know, obviously one of those setups where the internal cabin is big and you have, say, like a line of seats in the middle and then obviously two aisles down the side with seats by the windows. You know, you could have like the little crew area where there could be anomalies in there, that kind of thing. Or indeed, you know, anomalies in different types of buildings or whatever, schools, or I was about to say hospitals, but actually we have had anomaly spotting games that I've played on the channel set in hospitals, because we had that liminal department one. That was a game that I played, which was set in a hospital environment. Yeah, I think usually you have to go for sort of like very liminal spaces or liminal settings, don't you? Because in some ways these anomaly games, sometimes it feels like they can have a bit of overlap with kind of similar sort of ideas to what you have with like the back rooms or liminal horror, liminal space horror games, that kind of thing. A little bit, at least that's the impression I sometimes get. Anyway, right. All looks pretty normal. 10 and 10. Nothing in the reflections. Poster people all look fine. The burger is as delicious looking as always, ladies and gentlemen. And we have a sip of tea. Lovely. Very, very good. Alright. Through here. Nothing there either by the looks of it. I don't see anything so far. So you see, we've only ever had one anomaly with the vents above, and that was when there were faces all the way down the length of the carriage, but I wonder if there's ever like another one you could have, because normally when you look at it, so you look in the vents and there's a pipe running through the top. I wonder if there's an anomaly where you look up at the vents but there's no pipe. I wonder if that's one, maybe. Because that'd be a real subtle one, but one that you could probably very easily overlook, I would imagine. Toothboy has always just been the same as always, hasn't he? Other than that one anomaly where all the posters vanished. Yes. Okay. We're golden there. I don't see anything unusual here. So I'm going to suggest maybe that one's fine. Sip more tea during the transitions. Yeah, that one was fine because we're on 4. Okay. Reflection, you doing alright there, buddy? Okay. Fire extinguishers, SOS, symbols. Blue, yellow, red. I don't know. Does the sign above the door ever change? I'm not sure if it does. I mean, we've not had it change at any point. It looks normal. See, the time on the board is always 23:59, just before midnight. I wonder if sometimes that's different. Maybe. You never know. Maybe it is. One of the other anomalies that we've had quite commonly, it feels, is the one where you go in, and as you walk down the train, suddenly the electricity blacks out. I've had that one quite frequently. I feel like at some point there's going to be one though, where you look at the reverse of one of these boards, and it says something unusual or different. But, yeah. 10. 10. It's definitely, yeah, 10. And definitely 10 there, and then 4 and 4, yeah. Okay, lights outside the train are moving in the correct direction. Fine, fine. Yeah, I don't see anything unusual, but why do I get the feeling that there is one here, though? Because I feel like we've had 2 in a row with nothing there. And if I'm metagaming this, then I feel like there's got to be an anomaly here. Something off or unusual that I've not seen, but again, I don't actually see anything unusual here. Toothboy's fine. If anyone actually speaks Korean, by the way, it'd be good to maybe get a translation in the comments on what the electric display board is actually sometimes saying. I mean, like, some of them you can work it out, like that previous one just before the English there, I would imagine is just station door, Seoul station in Korean. Like that one there. I imagine that's basically what that says. And I imagine that probably just says time or something, if I had to guess. But like, what does this one actually say when it scrolls? Is it saying something like, this is a something train stopping at such and such a place? Is that what that says? I don't actually know. Right, well, I don't see anything unusual or out of the ordinary, but I am a bit concerned, because like I say, would we really get another safe one something like 3 times in a row? I mean, I suppose it's not impossible, because I imagine obviously there is an element of RNG in this game in terms of how it selects which train carriage to give you next, whether it's a safe one or one that's got an anomaly in it. But, well, let's just move on then, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move. Oh. Okay, so it was a safe one, but immediately straight off the bat I see what's wrong here. The floor texture, it's completely different. It's completely blue. So that's, yeah, it's pretty obvious, that one, because I'd already started thinking about the floor texture earlier. Right, don't even need to think about it. Back we go. Why did it go silent? The fuck? Oh, the train is like full on stopped. Oh, that's unusual. That's very unsettling. like a weird... I don't know if you can hear that. Those of you who are wearing headphones, whenever I walk about, you can hear like a weird echoing, like thumping, very, very quietly though. So whenever I walk, well, that's yeah, that's an anomaly. That is. So backwards we go, and the train restarted again. Yeah, like I say, that was an unsettling one. That was. I mean, nothing really even happened. It was just the train had stopped, and that was it. But it's just a sudden silence, no ambient noises. Those are quite cleverly done, I must say. At least it felt that way to me, anyway. Right. So we've managed to find some good additional anomalies so far in the remainder of this video. Do you think I can get to carriage 10 again? Complete second clear. I imagine I'll probably balls up in a second. Don't you worry. Who knows? Looks pretty normal. Tooth boy. He's normal as always. Don't see anything out of the ordinary here. Yeah, the lights are going in the right direction, aren't they? That's good. Do we lock in and say this one's normal? Oh, okay. For a second I thought the display board had stopped working. I was like, hang on a minute, is that an anomaly? And no, I think it's fine by the looks of it. Yeah, they look normal. 10 and 10. I'm going to lock in and say fine, but I get the feeling that that's probably not fine. It is... yeah, that wasn't fine. There was something there. Well, in that case, I don't think we're going to do a second clearance by the end of this episode, ladies and gentlemen, just looking at time. But that's okay, because I wasn't aiming to anyway. If I had managed to do that, that would have just been an extra bonus and all. So yeah, again, I don't know what it was I missed there. That was another weird one that was just difficult to discern. So I just had a thought. When you see the lights going by outside the train, you don't suppose sometimes... you don't suppose that that usually has a default speed and that one of the anomalies maybe is that the train actually is moving faster than usual? Because we've had, obviously, it stop, and we've had one where it's actually like the train's going backwards. Do you reckon there'll be one where it's going forwards as normal, but it's going forwards at a faster speed? Because that could be one that you just easily miss. You might not even think about it. Potentially. I don't see anything unusual here. Welp. Okay, let's do maybe, you know, one more carriage. But then I might start wrapping the episode up, ladies and gentlemen. Or maybe we keep going until we get another sort of standout weird anomaly, which might not be too long, and all that. You know? Maybe just keep blasting through carriages until we get something really awesome, something really weird. Maybe. Show me something unusual, please. Can you give me an electrical blackout again or something? I didn't even look at the numbers. Oh yeah, I did advance because there was nothing in that one. Okay. Very good. Again, seems pretty normal, doesn't it? Tooth boy. I'm going to advance. Oh, apparently there was something there. Well, I didn't see it. Blast me through the train, please. Well, we've had this one before. We know what the deal is with that one. Oh. That's just really freaking out, that is. Okay. But no, we want something a bit different, surely, in order to wrap this video up. A big, really weird anomaly, something that's different and really stand out to anything we've had so far. Let me just drink up my tea. Oh. Very soon, though, I'm actually getting hungry, and very soon I want to go and get my lunch. I got myself a nice baguette and some ham, so I might make myself a lovely, nice ham baguette. Tasty. I always tend to do that, though, when I go and do my grocery shopping. Go down to Lidl, go down to the bakery section and get myself a couple of baguettes. No, when I say baguettes, not big baguettes. Little, what you call demi baguettes, I guess, the small ones. Well, I say small. Each one is about a foot long. But I get them, and I usually get some nice like honey roast ham or something. And then, you know, for a couple of days for lunchtime, I make myself a nice little demi baguette with ham and all that. Very simple, but very tasty. Absolutely lovely. That's probably what I'll do. But the problem is, one of my demi baguettes has been kind of been sat in the cupboard for a day or two, so it's probably going to have gone a little bit, well, not stale, but you know what I mean. Wow, apparently there was something there, and I missed that as well. Fuck it, just run. Oh, oh. I saw that little leg spike there, and I immediately knew something was loading. Oh damn, the carriage is filling up with water. My movement is actually slowing down because of that. How high does it go? Can I actually drown? Let's actually kill ourselves. Oh my god, we're fully underwater. And we can barely move. Oh yeah, you drown. Okay, well you know what? I asked for a good standout anomaly to end it on. And I think that will probably do, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah. There we go. Okay, let's wrap up here. So that was Seoul Station, ladies and gentlemen. I think we'll wrap up this playthrough here at the second episode and all that. Hope you enjoyed that. So I think the next one that I'll do, the next Anomaly horror game that I want to try playing, probably will be the Anomalous Crossing Shibuya one that I mentioned before. Because I feel like I say, I want to blitz through a few of them and play them and all that. So I'll probably do Anomalous Crossing Shibuya, then I'll probably do the other one I mentioned by the same dev, the one that's the railroad crossing one, set at Kamakura, that one. And then after that I might do the Indonesian train station one that I mentioned earlier. And after that I think I do have another one that might be set in like a British Underground station, like Aldercourt or something I think it's called. So I might do that one as well. You never know, folks. So you've got a lot of stuff to look forward to, basically. I have quite a concrete plan, for once, in terms of what game I want to play next on the channel. So, because usually whenever I, wrap up a playthrough of a game, and I'm always saying, okay, what am I going to play next? Usually I'm always a bit non-committal, because I'm always like, oh, I may play this, but then again, I may play that one, we'll see. No, I've got a much more concrete plan about what I want to play next, ladies and gents, so you know what to look forward to. Alright, social media links, propagandist channel link, etc, as usual, are in the video description for anyone interested, and if you enjoyed, a like is of course always appreciated. Thank you for joining me for this, and join me next time when we're going on a trip to Shibuya. Goodbye, everybody. What? Is this a fucking TV game show? Oh, your dialogue's yes? What? Oh, you you tricksy fucking devil. Come on. I don't know. It could be a hologram for all I know. I'll say yes.
It is a 3D printed bucket, not an actual bucket.
No, it's an actual bucket then.